Good evening, my faithful viewers! Sorry for the overdramatic intro there. Welcome to the Rowdy Retro Reviewer Show. Today, I'm here to share my thoughts on the very first Sesame Street movie, Follow That Bird. And yes, it does say the first Sesame Street movie ever on the VHS cover of this film. Now, I know that you guys probably seen this before, and I saw other people share their thoughts on this film. Even the nostalgia critic talked about this movie before. But just in case you have no idea what this is about, time for me to explain. Follow That Bird, Big Bird, of course, for an imaginative, magical for kids of all ages treat starring the cast of TV Sesame Street in that first movie. Jim Henson's beloved characters, Oscar, Bert, Ernie, Cookie Monster, and more, plus other members of the Sesame Street family, join Big Bird in the big-hearted cross-country adventure. A meddling social worker sends poor old Big Bird of the Oceanville, Illinois, for the comfort of family life with its own kind, the dodo birds. But Big Bird is a disaster as the dodo and lonely and homesick. He soon sets off on foot for Sesame Street. Can his old friends find him before he runs afoul of trouble en route? Be on the lookout for Big Bird and Big Entertainment, featuring guest stars Chevy Chase, Sandra Bernhard, John Candy, Waylon Jennings, and more. Follow your heart as Sesame Street presents Follow That Bird! I'm sorry, I had to... Sorry that I had to make it sound so dramatic. Yes, what do I think about this film? It's a really fun, family-friendly, Wild Goose Chase style movie. I mean, everybody knows about Sesame Street. It's been around for 55 years. I mean, home to its recognizable characters: Big Bird, Gordon and Susan, Oscar, Elmo, Cookie Monster, Super Grover, and many, many more characters that I could name off right now, but we will be here all day long. So yeah, the plot of this movie is very simple to follow. Big Bird's trying to be adopted to a new birth family, but has trouble fitting in, and tries to head back home to Sesame Street until two circus owners, the Sleaze brothers, kidnaps him as his own attraction for the rundown circus. See, everyone's trying to find Big Bird. His friends, the Sleaze brothers, Miss Finch. It's like one of the wildest, wackiest, wild goose chasingest movies ever. I never had a problem with this movie. It's actually pretty neat to see our favorite characters up on the big screen. Now, I didn't see this movie where it first came out back in 1985. Probably because I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't even born until 16 years later, I believe. Yeah, I wasn't even born until 6 years later. 16 years later. I don't know why I said 6 years later that second time. But yeah. The characters are still recognizable. A lot of the songs does have a nice beat to it. Easy going, we'll laugh our cares away, 'cause there ain't no road too long, It's an upside down, whoop-side down, whoop-ba-da-ba-da-da, upside down world. No, I should probably stop singing the songs before I get a copyright strike. I don't know why I keep doing that. Sometimes I just can't resist doing it. And who can blame me? Who can blame me? It's actually cool to see our favorite Sesame Street characters trying their best to look for Big Bird before the Sleaze Brothers and Miss Finch does. And for the guest stars that appear in this movie, some I do recognize, some are pretty recognizable. Like John Candy. I know who John Candy is. He was in Blues Brothers like 5 years earlier. And then a year later, in 1986, he played the Skid Row newsman from Little Shop of Horrors. For Chevy Chase, I'm somewhat familiar with his role. I mean, I did watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and Vegas Vacation. And that's pretty much those are the only two cast members I know. Oh, and I do recognize Alison Court. Because, fun fact, I think some of you might know her as Lunette the Clown from The Big Comfy Couch. Which, funny enough, I somehow don't remember much from the show. Like, whenever I watch The Big Comfy Couch on TV, I would often just leave the room before the intro starts and then come back in to watch the rest of the show. And about years later, I still had no memory, still don't remember much about the show. Heck, even when I'm watching various clips of the show on YouTube, or at least find the full episode of the show, or watch other people talk about the show, it still doesn't ring any bells to me. Weird, huh? Okay, I know I'm getting off topic here, since The Big Comfy Couch has nothing to do with Sesame Street, but I just thought it would be an interesting trivia. It'll be an interesting piece of trivia to know. But anyways, Follow That Bird is still a great 1980s movie. And this was back when Sesame Street was still a thing. Yeah. So, I'm not sure if any of the cast and crew behind Sesame Street is watching this and having memories of this film. Which, by the way, shoutouts to everyone who worked on Sesame Street. If all the cast and crew and members of Sesame Street are watching this, I bet you guys had a lot of fun working on this movie, and I don't blame you. Before I wrap this up, you might have noticed something on this VHS cover of Follow That Bird. This film was distributed by Warner Brothers Entertainment. I did briefly mention this in my recent home media collections video on how this movie was being distributed by Warner Brothers, and I even mentioned that some of the DVDs and VHS tapes in my VeggieTales collection also has the Warner Brothers logo. Like, that's one of them. Sorry for getting off topic again. But anyways, it's always good to rewatch a classic movie, because it's been way too long since I've seen this movie. I'm glad I'm trying to rewatch this again. Now, if you guys have any favorite moments from Sesame Street, like remember a certain episode, movie, or TV special, including Follow That Bird, let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys want me to do like a movie review of Elmo and Grouchland, or Cinder Elmo, which is like a Cinderella parody, let me know down in the comments below, and stay awesome!